cloud. So welcome everyone. I thought it was time to get everybody kind of back together and do a little bit of teaching so that we had something, that we can just keep you guys aware of the new products and help you get educated a little bit on your health this summer. And so whether you join live or whether you watch the recording later, hopefully that you will learn a few things and get a little bit more empowered to take care of your health. So this is our week one. Today is all about kind of foundational wellness things, because we can talk about a lot of different things to address a lot of specific issues, but if the root of this is not established, then the rest can kind of fall down. And so we want to kind of set a good foundation this week. And that's obviously we're going to be chatting about nutrition, which we tend to chat about a lot, but that is the foundation. And so that's going to be this week. And then next week we have all about sleep. And then we're going to be talking about pets. And then we're going to be playing some bingo because everybody likes our essential oil bingo and learn some stuff. We're going to break up the teaching a bit. And then we're going to go into talking about some digestion and then toxin-free living and then energy and movement and metabolism. And then we're going to end it up with another bingo and a fun kind of wrap up. So that's kind of our goal for the summer. So this is definitely week one. So I'm going to go ahead and start to share my screen here, and we're going to get right into it today. Okay, there's my desktop. Make sure that I can get my PowerPoint over there. Click, click. I've been having problems with clicking today. All right. Do you see Summer Wellness Series on your screen? Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, so today's fancy title is From Surviving to Thriving, but Your Wellness Blueprint. And so it's kind of like what we're going to be talking about. This is kind of the very, very basic of it all and the very foundation, because we know that a key factor for health and wellness is definitely healthy organ function. And that's made possible by, our reduced toxic burden and our nutritional needs being met. So it's two factors. It's reducing the toxic load and meeting our nutritional needs. And, it highlights a really crucial truth that in order for the body to heal itself, our organs must be functioning optimally. And that means that we need to make sure we have all of our essential vitamins and minerals and nutrients. And when we neglect this truth, it's kind of like a farmer planting seeds without preparing the soil. And so we need to prepare the soil of our body. And that's what we call around here foundational wellness. It's kind of our new approach to health that underscores the importance of preparing the body. And that's kind of the essential first step toward achieving optimal health. And so this is doTERRA's wellness pyramid, and we say, doTERRA is, we believe that it starts within, and we prioritize the foundation level of nutrition and digestion, and that lays the groundwork for a vibrant, thriving life, and that's the core of our wellness philosophy by doTERRA with the wellness pyramid, and it gives us a roadmap, because then once we have the nutrition and digestion needs met, that's the foundation of wellness. Whoops, I'm jumping ahead here. Then we can start to target certain solutions, which we'll talk about later on in other weeks. And then we have our, reducing the toxic load with our home and our personal care. And then we go and get informed self-care as needed. But if we've taken care of all of the other levels, that informed self-care and that going to getting medical care after that, it's very, very infrequent. And so that's why we really deal a lot with the foundational wellness. And so let's just talk a little bit about nutrition to start, because health obviously begins with putting nutritious foods, the right kind of fuel into our body. And, we have to eat healthy, balanced meals, but smart, high quality supplementation ensures nothing's missed. And so while using dietary supplements is very, widely debated over for years, right? It remains a fact that so many people aren't getting the nutrients in their body through food alone. And our food sources don't provide all the vitamins and minerals that they used to, right? And so we're really falling short in meeting daily requirements. Let's just talk about Canadian statistics. 32% have low vitamin D, 75% lack omega-3s, 18% have serious gut health issues, and we know that 70% of the immune system's in the gut. So if you have severe gut issues, then you also have severe immune issues, right? And so that is very, very important because we know a healthy gut supports digestion, immunity, and overall wellness. So let's just go back here. 9 out of the most impactful risk factors our health are tied to poor nutrition. So a lot of times, a lot of the things going on in your body, you can tie it right back to poor nutrition. And unhealthy lifestyle choices cause many problems. We typically don't eat enough healthy, nutritious food, and we don't get enough physical exercise, and that leads to a poor quality of life. So, what happens when our daily nutrient requirements aren't met? So, when that happens, when they're missing, your body isn't receiving the resources it needs to function properly. And so, some people say food cravings are psychological, but mostly actually are a result of nutrient deficiencies. You need to kind of pay attention. If you're craving something good for you, you probably need something that food should have in it, right? Your body's incredibly complex, and so it's always trying to attain homeostasis. And so it provides you with these very subtle signals designed to incentivize you, right, to go grab what you want. Like, there's times where I really crave a peach. I'm probably needing vitamin A, right? So there's different food cravings. That's just one signal, right? But the standard American diet is a top contributor to early hormone imbalance because um, two of the biggest factors that slow metabolism are inactivity and poor diet. And so when you have a poor diet, that goes beyond just eating high caloric foods, right? It factors in what nutrients we consume. If you're experiencing a vitamin deficiency, your metabolism struggle. And so also like cravings aren't just physical, they're also emotional. So sometimes you can crave carbs when you're trying to meet certain emotional needs. That feel good, hormone and dopamine correlate, feeling good with eating carbs. So there's lots of different things going on in our bodies. So what's the solution? Proper supplementation can provide both kids and adults adequate vitamins, minerals, and nutrients to support healthy overall functions. And why do we need it? It's because they are breeding nutrition right out of our food. And so, a lot of times people say to me, "Oh, I'm eating really healthy." And I'm like, "Yeah, but the problem is that our health foods are still very different than historically what that food was created." And so, because of all of the genetically modified food and the agriculture, they've been breeding all of the nutrients out of food. And so that's very, very important. The wild apples that you actually see on the screen, um, they probably didn't taste very good back in the day. Apples, but they had so much more phytonutrients and much more vitamin C's than the apples that we're eating now that have been overly bred to be overly sweet and they're lacking nutrition. And so now you can see why health diets today fail to meet so many of the required daily nutrients that we need. And I am going to pause here for 1 second, is that I actually posted to my story because I watched this crazy reel today. And we have to be super careful that even when we take supplements, that we're taking pure ones. And so, we always come back to doTERRA about how important it is for purity and potency. Because if you don't have purity and potency, what do you have? And so, like, even I am guilty of ordering supplements off Amazon. Like, I take an extra magnesium and I hadn't gotten out to the natural food store to grab magnesium. So I grabbed a really good quality magnesium on Amazon. But apparently, what you get on Amazon is not what you think you're getting. And so this guy was explaining like how like even the supplements on Amazon, when they tested them, they could say gluten-free and they were full of wheat and synthetic flours and like weird things in it. Nothing what was on the label. Nothing. And so, we really need to work on trusting what we consume in our body. And so you need to be very careful of the choices that you're making. And so that's why I like doTERRA, because we're going to talk about their supplements, but we can trust that they're pure and that they're potent and that they're absorbable. Now I just wasted money, right? That magnesium is junk. It's going in the garbage. And so I thought that was really interesting because even if you buy it from a specific retailer that you think, when it goes to the warehouse and whoever's picking, they can pick whichever item they want. And if the two look side by side, it doesn't matter what retailer they're from, you could be getting the fake version versus the real version, and they look the same. And so that's pretty scary, actually. So that's kind of the world we live in. So we need to be very, very wise. So let's talk a little bit about digestive health, because we said 70% of the immune system is in the gut, right? So we really have to work on maintaining digestive health for overall well-being, because it plays such a high factor in our overall health. It acts as a hub for all our nutrients. So all our nutrients are absorbed through our gut, right? And so, without good digestive health, we'll be experiencing a host of uncomfortable issues, abdominal issues, bloating, discomfort. And so, a lot of those things we have to be really watch how our gut is, because we can also lack proper nutrition from the food we eat, which then negatively impacts our health and well-being. And so that's why it's so important. So how do we take care of our gut? Number one, this is easy. Everybody can do it today. Drink water. Drink lots of water. We all can do that. We all need to up our water intake. You got to drink enough water to maintain your weight and your activity needs, because if you're dehydrated, that's also going to cause constipation and headaches and other symptoms. We got to eat fruits and veggies. They provide us with essential nutrients and natural enzymes for digestive health and function. We have to eat a variety. So you got to expand the variety of fruits and vegetables that you're eating. So don't just eat carrots and salad, right? You want to be trying different fruits and vegetables. You want to be, eating the rainbow. You want to be incorporating beets and fennel and leeks and other things into your repertoire of fruits and vegetables, and not just be sticking to a few. So it's very, very important to be varied on what we're eating and what we're putting in our body. So I encourage you all to up your water and try some new vegetables this week, right? Go out and get them. Now, when you're picking vegetables, try to get them obviously organic as much as possible. If you can't get organic, try locally grown. So you always want to be picking things grown as close to you as possible, because if you're eating fruits and vegetables that are made from the West Coast or Mexico or California, remember that they have to ship them here. So we know what happens when fruits and vegetables sit for a while, they rot, right? So in order for it to look perfect for you to buy it when it gets here, it had to be harvested unripe there. And so then they use chemical processing of ripening in a truck to get it here. So the natural part of the ripening process is actually what increases the nutrient density of the fruit or vegetables. So if it's picked unripe, there is no nutrients in it. It's just made to look pretty by chemical process of ripening. So you want to buy fruits and vegetables that is local to you as much as possible. We're going into the summer here. That's very important. Go to a farmer's market. Plug out for the Pekka Farm. She's going to be having a farmer's market every Tuesday here in Huntsville if you're local. So go get naturally grown fruits and vegetables local, because that's very, very important. We also have to support our microbiome. So how do we do that? We want to have stuff that creates probiotics, right? So a prebiotic, probiotic supplement. Eat fermented foods. Eat foods like sauerkraut and kefir or kimchi, something that's naturally fermented. Sourdough bread is better, right, than regular, because that fermenting process actually helps improve your gut health, right? And so we do want to be taking a probiotic, because that is very important to support it, because our gut has to deal with all of the chemical food additives and the artificial sweeteners and preservatives, and that all impacts our microbiome. And so we want to be taking care of our microbiome. Another thing for the gut, we got to move. You got to move regularly. Walking is the number one best thing to do. Just go for a walk. Try to get in your 10,000 steps with your water. These are basic things we can do for foundational wellness every single day. So let's talk about a little bit about, back up one, the wellness products with doTERRA. So what do we need? We need vitamins and minerals, right? We need, those are the building blocks. That's for energy and immune response and gut health, right? That's very important. We need to support that immune function. We need omegas. We need to support our heart health. We need to promote the maintenance of bones and teeth. Omegas enhance brain and cognitive function. Omegas are so cardioprotective, So any kind of issue with the cardiovascular, you need omegas. Cerise can testify, right? Cerise, unmute and in one sentence say what omegas did for you. You have to unmute. You're on your phone, so you're like trying to find where unmute is. Okay, I'm just going to tell you. She upped her omegas to 5 per day because she
There we
really needed.
go.
There we go, Cerise. What happened with
Sorry
omega?
about that.
That's okay.
So, um, just quickly, I had gone to a clinic for eye infection and they took my blood pressure and it was at like 141. And they said that, you really need to be watching that when it's the top numbers past 140. That's when they start talking about medication. So I know that our Omega Plus are really good for cardio, anything heart related. And I had listened to a podcast that said that you can use it therapeutically. So like 3 would be for maintenance, but you could use more than 3 therapeutically if you're trying to um, get some additional benefits for your heart. So I took 3 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. And um, within a week, because I was going to be having an appointment with my insurance company, the nurse was coming in, have to renew my insurance. So I had a week to bring my blood pressure down. And in doing that and taking the extra omegas, 2 extra of the E Omega Plus, my blood pressure went down from 141 to 120, the top number.
Oh, so she
Yeah.
got her she got her blood pressure normal level super quick just from omegas. So, like that is so important to know. It's like see how quick that worked. When you have adequate omegas in your diet, you reduce the chance of death from cardiovascular issues or of any other issue from death by 40%. So I remember Dr. Riggs, he said, I was listening to him and he was like, if somebody said that I could reduce my chance of illness and death by 40%, but I had to run a mile every day, I'd kind of be like, well, I know I need to run a mile, but no thanks. But if you could reduce your risk of early death from cardiovascular or other by 40% just by making sure that your body has adequate omegas, that's easy. We all can do it. And so that is really important. That's why the Mediterranean diet is so popular because they eat so much fish, but we don't get to eat fresh fish very often. We definitely don't want to be eating fish out of China. So we want to be, so it's not as available, right? Or as, yeah, for everybody. So we need to make sure that we are getting adequate omegas. So let's talk about it. So we know we need vitamins and minerals, we need omegas, and we need probiotics. We need that naturally produced. We need to promote that healthy gut flora and that gastrointestinal health. So let's look really quickly at some of the products doTERRA has to help meet some of these foundational wellness needs that we have. We have 2 options. So in Canada, we can choose either option. We can go through the United States or we can go through the Canadian. So I'm going to talk a little bit about both very quickly because we're already getting that time, right? So the first one is our new VMG. So that is our vitamins and minerals ingredients. It looks like a little packet like this. It's out. 2-minute routine a day. You rip it, you pour it in, you shake it up, you drink it. It's your vitamins and minerals ingredients. And then we take the omegas after. The omegas can be swallowed, they can be chewed, or they can be like chewed and squirted and then spit out the casings. But they're very easy and options, right? So it's 2-minute routine, right? To get that in you every single day. This is going to meet that nutritional, um, you know, um, all your vitamins, all of your minerals. It's going to meet those requirements. In Canada, we have our lifelong vitality. This is lifelong vitality just in a powdered form. So it's the same amount of vitamins and minerals, all from food, just in a powdered form. So we have both options. If you're not opposed to ordering to the United States, this is definitely, I like it better just because it's easier. It's quicker absorbed. You notice it right away, but it both give you the adequate vitamins, minerals in a bioavailable form, regardless of which one you actually choose. And so that's very important. We need to incorporate supplementations into our daily routine. We need to be getting daily our vitamins and our omega and minerals and our omegas. That is really important. Then we would combine it with either PB Assist in Canada or a PB Restore in through the US. That's going to give us our gut and the digestive support that our body needs. And both are proprietary. We'll get into that in a little bit if I have time. So let's talk about a little bit about what, oops, yeah, we can do this. We can talk a little bit about VMG. So the vitamin and minerals and greens, right? So that's this VMG. What is in it? So we have our nutritional blend, our cellular support blend, our superfood blend, biotransformation blend. That enhances the nutrients for bioabsorption, and the bioavailability boosting blend. There are certain essential oils in here that help drive the vitamins and minerals into the cell. And that's very important because you don't want to be taking stuff and just having expensive pee. You need to be things are like flashing. I hope I have power. You need to make sure that your body is actually getting it and absorbing it and it's getting into the cell. So it's made with 90 premium ingredients, whole food vitamins and minerals, fruits, vegetables, digestive enzymes, probiotics, and some of our amazing tested grade essential oils. So it's vegan, it's gluten-free. So this packet's vegan. Obviously, if you take the fish oils, that's not vegan, but there is another omega vegan option, but the fish oils are amazing. So I encourage you, it's gluten-free. So this is what this is. And we know that with the Lifelong Vitality, that's our vitamins and minerals, our omegas, and our alpha CRS, that's our cellular restorative system. So both are awesome. Both are really well absorbed by the body. It just, if it's in pill format or powder format, it's kind of your option. So the powder format, it's coming to Canada January of 2026. So but you can still get this through the United States. So what I like about the foundational wellness products with doTERRA now is when you get them as a foundational wellness kit, whether you get it brand new as an enrollment order or whether you get it on your rewards order, you automatically get the product of the month any time of the month. So even if you order at the end of the month, you automatically get the product of the month. So if you're not already on our foundational wellness on either of the kits, whether it's VMG through United States or Lifelong Vitality through Canada, so with VMG, it comes with the omegas, and then you can add on the PB Restore, you can add on collagen, you can add on all kinds of other stuff at a discounted price. But that's the basis. And in Canada, it's the Lifelong Vitality with the PB Assist. And when you get that foundational wellness kit this month till the end of the month, you get a free 5 ml of frankincense. So that's pretty awesome. So it's the product of the month this month. So, normally we can only get the product of the month with the 125 PB order by the 15th, but if you order foundational wellness, it's the entire month long. So that's very, very important. So either one are really good because they're very absorbed. So let's talk about a little bit about what is bioavailability anyways, and what makes it unique. So bioavailability, um, they've added essential oils, whole food vitamins, liposomal technology, the digestive enzymes, and this is the one big difference between VMG and Lifelong Vitality is that the B vitamins are pre-methylated. So certain people on this call, one of them in particular, has the MTHFR genetic gene that inhibits B vitamins from being absorbed by the body properly. So, so in that case, there is a little bit additional requirements that you have to take to make sure that the VMG gets absorbed. So if you know that if for some reason you're taking either Lifelong Vitality and or VMG and you're not finding that your energy is improving, but you could be getting more tired, it is possible that you have this MTHFR gene, and we just have to open up your pathways first, and then your body will clean up and you'll feel amazing and you'll be able to do this. So you can talk to me, talk to Brenda, but we can help you with that if that's the case with you. But the B vitamins are pre-methylated to make them really a lot better absorbed by the body, and that's really, really important. So let's talk a little bit about these are the essential oils that help with bioavailability because they play a high role. So there's lavender in here, peppermint, lemongrass, ginger, and wild orange. And we know that they all have amazing benefits even on their own, but being in here, it just helps them with our body absorb. So, taking the nutritional supplement is just the first step. The real challenge is making sure your body can recognize it, absorb those nutrients. When you consume whole foods, you're getting complex mix of vitamins and minerals, enzymes. You get the cofactors for nutrients and absorption. So that's really, really important. So we do need to just make sure that when it comes to supplementation, you need them sourced from whole foods. You need your body to recognize it as nutrient. And so that is really, really important. That's why it's not helpful for you to go get a whole bunch of different supplements. Somebody says you need B vitamins, and somebody says you need zinc, and so then you buy zinc, and someone says you need vitamin C, and you go buy vitamin C, and then you got your omegas over here, and you got all these different bottles that you're taking all day long, but they're not made to work together, and they're not made completely from food in a way that your body can absorb it, and so then they just become expensive pee and your body works too hard to break down. That's why I love doTERRA's VMG and their Lifelong Vitality, because all the supplements are in balance and they're made to work together so that your body can absorb it. So that is very, very, very key, and then you're not wasting your money, which is huge. So liposomal technology, that is the innovative approach that really enhances the effectiveness of the vitamins. So, traditional supplements, they can be poorly absorbed, rapidly degraded in the digestive system. What liposomal formation helps with, it puts the vitamins in these little spheres known as liposomes, and these liposomes shield the vitamins from getting broken down too early, and they facilitate the direct delivery into the cell. So that is also very important, because then now they can be absorbed up to 10 times more effectively than compared to standard vitamins. And so this is not your Jameson vitamins. This is going to get absorbed in higher concentrations into the bloodstream to get to the cell, having impactful results and reducing digestive discomfort. Very, very important. So I'm going to skip over. We're just going to talk a little bit about digestive enzymes and probiotics. But oh yeah, this was the MTHFR gene. I'm going to skip that. We talked about that already. So this is the EO Omega Plus that delivers 900 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids. This is the one that Cerise was talking about, that you can chew or you can swallow, but you can take just a maintenance dose, which is 3 per day, but you can up it to a therapeutic dose if you need to, if you really need to target, because this is what's going to support for your heart health and your joint function and your inflammatory response, your nervous system, your digestive system, your respiratory system, and your skin. Because it's got your EPA, your DHA, all of those omegas in the proper balance. Super important is balance. And then we need probiotics because we need to take care of our gut. And so, that is very, very important. We need the fiber. We need also the good bacteria in there to balance out. And so if you're having digestive problems with your gut, I strongly suggest getting on probiotics regularly to really help rebalance our gut flora, because when you've been on antibiotics, it takes about a whole year after 1 week of antibiotic usage for your body to reset that gut flora. And so you need to be putting in that so that you're getting that. And so um, you know probiotics also help create thousands of health promoting metabolites from the foods we eat. And that's what influences our DNA and our cellular function throughout our body system. So that is super, super important. So I'm going to kind of wrap up here. So we have our PB Assist, we have our PB Restore, and I got to get rid of it. There we go. I have all my people, and I'm trying to figure out which slide we're going to. So let's talk about a little bit about routine. So who is it for? Everybody. Everybody needs it. Children can take it once I know that people take this little packet and they divide it up among their children in the morning. So they're not getting a full dose, but they're getting like a quarter dose or a half dose every day. But from once they're like 12 or 13, they can take this as a full dose. With LLV, anybody over like 140 pounds can take a full dose, which is 2 of LOV in the morning and 2 with their lunch. You need it with food. If you're under 140 pounds, either just 2 per day is your max, 1 with breakfast and 1 with lunch, or just 2 with breakfast, and make sure you're taking it. So this is the best. When should I take? Best with about a cup of water. You shake it up. When do you take it? Take it with your breakfast. Take it in the morning, right? Make a morning routine out of it. It's important for our bodies to get into routine. Can you combine it with other products? Absolutely. You can mix it with your MetaPower Advantage. You can mix it with Recharge. You can mix it with your PB Assist. Recharge is the electrolyte. I like them together. The only thing is that when you're taking, and if you're mixing this with your collagen, avoid caffeine for an hour before, an hour after. Caffeine inhibits the absorption of collagen. So this it won't inhibit the absorption of the vitamins and minerals, but caffeine will inhibit the absorption of the collagen. So we want to make sure that you just have that. And so I'm going to skip ahead here. So a little later on, we're going to be talking about some of the collagen and the metapower. So that will be on our metabolism and energy week closer to the end. So with doTERRA, they have support for every single body system. So we're going to learn a little bit about it. So after we're done today, you're going to be getting an email, and it's going to have a little lifestyle assessment. And so I asked that you would fill it out and send it back. And that way, we can identify gaps in your wellness routine. We can help you prioritize how to address them. Um, so you're going to get this by email. You literally can open it up, click the buttons, answer it, save it, send it back, and then we'll set up a time where we can meet with you guys to give you specific like ideas of what you can use in your home, what you can use with your products, what might help you better, for all those different things to help you with some of the areas that may be lacking slightly. So that's really, really important. So let's jump ahead here. And I talked a little bit about frankincense. That's free this month. So, oh, I did want to talk a little bit about this, about the importance of value. So, with all the stuff that's packed into VMG and LLV, it is a huge value inside that one pack, because you're getting all of your vitamins, your minerals, your vitamin C, your antioxidants, your calcium, your iron, your greens, your superfood, and your multivitamins all in one, which is awesome. So, again, on when you're doing rewards orders, there's also benefits. There's the product of the month. And when you do that foundational wellness kit on a reward order, not only are you going to be getting free shipping if it's over 100 through Canada. So the the Canadian foundational wellness kit gives you free shipping every time, and it gets you the product of the month. With the foundational wellness through the United States, you might just have to add one other like oil or an extra supplement, like maybe an extra omega if you're going to use it as a therapeutic dose, or adding your collagen, or adding the probiotic for kids. Add one other, and then you're going to be getting free shipping there too. So that's very, very important. And so um, right now, I'm going to pull up the wheel of names, and we're going to start doing that of who is on this call. So now I'm just going to find all my participants here, and I'm going to do my wheel of names. And whoever invited you to this call, I'm going to leave this screen up, is that scan the QR code, because you're going to get a little post-class survey, and then that's going to be entered to win points. And as many points as you get through the end, that's how many entries you get into our grand prize draw. So just scan the QR code of the person that brought you, and I'm going to do the wheel of names really fast here. And I'm going to add in everybody's name that's here. Okay, so we have Lynn, and we have Elaine, and we have Melanie. You have to be on live to get the prize. And we have Crystal, because even though it says Brenda, Crystal is on live. Okay. So let's spin this thing. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. Hopefully you got that. If not, you'll get it by email too. Ah, so the winner is, oh, you can't see it. You can't see it. The winner is Crystal, but my thing is blurry. But Crystal, you won. So what you won is you won a 5 ml of lemon because lemon is very foundational into adding it to our water, making sure we keep our pathways open. You get a sample of VMG and you get a sample of recharge with your lemon. So we will get this little package for you. So every week the prize will be somewhat related, hopefully, to the theme that we're doing. So I'm going to stop the recording because I want people to share and not super bad. I'm like 8 minutes over, but that's not the end of the world. So anyways, for those of you guys who are joining us online, thank you for watching. Please reach out with your questions. We'll try to answer those questions for you too.